Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Britton. I want to welcome you. It is November 1st, 2019, day one of NaNoWriMo, the National Novel Writing Month. This is a virtual writing session, and I'm just literally going to jump right in. I hope that this next 45 minutes is going to get you off to a great word count. Today is day one of 30 days of the National Novel Writing Month. Whether you are a rebel like me that writes nonfiction, or a novel writer, anything we can do to really boost our ante in the space of writing is a good thing. And the intent of today is to take you through a series of writing prompts. I hope that you'll grab your pen, your keyboard, whatever you need to get going. We're going to be starting our 45-minute writing. And I would say that I'm hosting these every Friday for the next 4 weeks. They are in part intended to really get focused on just getting a 45-minute burst of writing. I'm working in the margins of my life. It's already 1:30 in the afternoon. I'd hoped by now I would have had a few words on paper. Haven't started yet, but that's okay. We have all month to do 50,000 words. Today's session is really geared to get you thinking about your project, not thinking about, because I did a session earlier this week, on vision. Today is getting you to do fingers to keyboards on writing prompts. And what you'll need is your pen and keyboard. Today, we're going to get to know our characters. So think about what you are putting the pen to paper on, what you are wanting to write around in this year's Nano. We are going to start with the first question, which is, who is your main character? Describe them. What do they do? What do they like? Where are they? What are all these elements about your character? Here's what we're going to do. We have 6 writing prompts. I'm going to set the timer for 6 minutes. Please go ahead and write. These are modeled after some of the great virtual write-ins that Nano provides. Mine are more of a reflective prompt, and you may want to either write from the character's perspective or write some planning notes in and of yourself. We are going to have 6-minute windows to be working through these. So do you have your pen and paper? If so, let us start the clock right now. Who is your character? Start the timer. Okay, we're going to move to our next question now. So, hopefully, in that, and first of all, I'd like you to take note of the word count that you have. Key to NaNoWriMo is getting your word count. And when I say getting your word count down, it is about focusing in on achieving or creating 50,000 words in a month. Now, that can seem insurmountable to many who are not yet writing. I think the really interesting thing is, though, that's only 1,667 words a month, or a day. So 1,667 words a day. What is your frequency? What are you aiming towards? How many notes do you want to have done by the end of the day? I know for me, I really like to blitz it. I may not be able to do as intensive, deeply a focus every day. So I want to aim, and usually with my past writing, it's been more in the 3,000 range, especially in the first few days of the month. So before we go any further, a couple of things to note. Save your document. If you haven't got a new folder started, start that. File it away right now. And I'm just doing that as we speak. I don't have a file for 2019, and I'm going to start one here, and I'm going to call it Friday Word Sprints. From experience, key to making these things happen, I think, is really looking at, let me just save this before we go any further. Save, and this is going to be November 1, and this is meet. My story is all about remote work, and it's a guide for remote work. So I'm meeting Ned, the new remote worker, and that's who we are meeting with today. And my word count, if I just walk my own talk, interestingly, my word count is not showing. So let's go with that. And it is 293 words in that first sprint. So I'm going to put a little 293 here. We are going to be going back to, probably the screen has not changed for you. I'm going to invite you right now to move with me to the second question. And the second question is, what are their roots? For this next 6 minutes, take note of what their roots are. Who are they? Where did they come from? What did they do? What's brought them here? Take a few minutes to note those down. Okay, so take note of your number count. Again, you may want to do a separate sheet of paper. Just looking at my numbers, it's getting pretty embedded. I'm going to write these down. That way I have them. What did you notice as you looked at the roots of their work? And actually, I reframed that to be at the foundation. What was at the foundation or the core? I'm going to just stop my share here, go back, and we're going to go into the next question. And this next question, of course, is what are their strengths? Okay, so think about your uh, person. What are their strengths? What are they really good at? What are the things that they know that they can do? So, 6 minutes. What are their strengths? Okay, how far did you get? Again, note your number word count. Just out of interest, see if you're writing pretty consistently. It can be very interesting to see how we write and what our writing process is. I'm excited. This is helping to just get some initial thoughts on paper. And one thing to think about is like what's important for you in terms of your writing process. Is it more important for you to get words down? Is it important for you to look at this as like word crafting? Um, Ultimately, this may be a topic you want to go back into and think about what are their strengths. So, question number 4, what are they passionate about? A little bit of a different question. What are they passionate about? What are the things that really they can leverage as a remote worker? These may be things that they want to lean into as they go. Okay, so there we go. Make sure you're saving. Make sure you're saving. Stop my share for a minute. Again, with that note, note where you are at. And when I say note where you are at, notice the area, your numbers. So that's after 4 word sprints. Could be interesting for you to go back and see just how much are you writing every 6 minutes. We're doing 6 minute prompts. And while this may not be your best work, these can be really important moments to get paper to pen on the not on the floor, not on the stage is what I'm looking for, but on the paper. Okay, so let's do a share here. That was the question, was what are they passionate about? We've got a couple more. So we've got, let's see, we've got a few more here. And the next one is really fun. So let's do this share. A lot of different authors, a lot of different writers are talking about superpowers. What are those things they can do really, really well? And just like this, there could be a shadow to it, another side to it. Take 6 minutes and note, what is your character superpower? Okay, we are almost at the end of our session. I'm going to shorten this next question down just a little bit. We'll dismiss that for a moment. Let's go back to our slide deck. I hope you had fun looking at their superpower. Another quick question for you. What is their kryptonite, or what are the pitfalls? Let's take 3 minutes and then we'll wind up with a to-do list. Hopefully you've gotten close to your number count for today. What are the pitfalls they can find themselves in, or what's the kryptonite? All right, so this is a pretty fast moving process. We've got 3 minutes left in our time today. And so inevitably, we've looked at some great questions. We've looked at pitfalls. We've looked at superpowers. We've looked at passions. We've looked at what you're really good at. My hope is this has moved you forward. And now here's a to-do list, opportunity to make your clients or your customer, your character's to-do list, or what are your to-dos this weekend? Take 3 minutes, look at what you've created, and from there, what's going to help you move forward? What's on your to-do list? Okay, well, I just hit 1685. My hope was that I would be able to get those words done at least today. This has put me on a good start, and while it is not the end all or be all, my hope is that this has been a useful process. Take note of what worked for you. I will be hosting these for another couple of Fridays. So at least you've got a to-do list that may take you into the weekend. Note that NaNoWriMo has some great ways to support you as a writer. Make sure one of your to-dos maybe on your list is to update your word count and put it there. To support you with planning, this is where I think using your monthly daily tracker, if you have a copy of Plan, Do, Track, I'd like you to actually take note, open it up right now. Today is the first day. It's the start of Nano. I'm going to actually do a word sprint category and put down my number of words on that. Every day, as you can see here in the monthly content journal or the monthly content tracker, you can be noting what you worked on. One line a day, track your progress. This is what it looks like. So here on the monthly thing, I'm gonna, you might wanna track your content created, your content consumed, the number of quotes you got, the number of tips. There are 12 trackers at the back of Plan, Do, Track. You can pick up a copy of Amazon. That was a project I worked on last year. Hope that this has been inspiring for you. You got some ideas on paper. Yes, it moves quickly. This really should be a supplement, not a replacement for more deep writing spaces. But what I wanted to do this year in my 5th year of my own participation with Nano was provide an opportunity to give an impetus or a spark. So I'll be doing some additional drop-in virtual writing sessions during Nano Fridays, 1:30 to 2:15, again on the 8th, 15th, and 22nd. These are subject to change, so check out my Plan, Do, Track Facebook page. And we are back here in Zoom room 270-302-0415. Thank you so much to support you with your work. Hope you'll reach out. Maybe you want some coaching, maybe you want some signature product work. Maybe you would just like to do some idea sharing. And I look forward to that. Over on my Mighty Networks, I'm doing a daily prompt. Hope that also will provide you with some impetus. So see you next Friday. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.